Hey gang, John Baccarelli here with your Lake St. Clair Fishing Report, brought to you by Sportsmen's Direct. It's Thursday, May 22nd. Water temperature at Belle Isle is down. It's down a lot. We were like at 60, 61 degrees at Belle Isle last week when we did this report, and we are down to around 55, 56 degrees. That's the wrong direction. And water temperature down and along the mile roads last week was pushing, we were getting reports of like 71, 72 degrees, you know, in the flats, in shallow and, 3, 4, 5 feet of water where a lot of you guys were chasing spawning smallies, and water temps in there now are in the 50s as well. So huge temperature changes. Wind has been horrible. It's been rainy. It's been cold. Unless you're a duck, this has not been fun weather for anybody. It's just been lousy May weather. But the forecast does look to be getting a whole lot better. It looks like the winds we have out there right now hopefully are going to be going down from here all the way through. Let's talk about the weather looking forward here because it's been so horrible. So from here on out, it looks like the weather's going to get better and better every day over the next maybe 10 days. So temperatures should start to at least stabilize and go up a little bit going into the weekend. It looks like the rain that we've got out there right now, or this misty stuff, it's literally like the air is just full of, it's so much moisture. It's not like pouring rain here right now. It's just like a constant drizzly fog. Today's been just horrible that way, and it's doing it out there right now, and it looks like that's going to hopefully be the end of that. The winds are going to be subsiding. They've been pushing almost 30 miles an hour all day today, and now they're going to go down. Tomorrow it looks like maybe 15 mile an hour winds, and then for Saturday it's going to be less, and Sunday is going to be less. So and Monday too. So it looks like the upscale news for the weather is that it's going to be better for this weekend, and it should be dry with lighter winds. Satellite image, wish I could get one. I haven't seen one in like 5 days now. I've seen lots of images, but it's all images of clouds, so it does us no good whatsoever. All I can tell you is with all the wind and all the rain, there's going to be a lot of color in the water right now, unless you're out really deep or up in the St. Clair River. It's just going to be a lot of color. It's going to get better and better with those zebra mussels and the quagga mussels filtering now, even at the 50-ish, 60-ish degree water temperatures. They're pumping away, so they do a really quick job of cleaning things up. For you walleye guys, the color in the water is not a bad thing at all, but you are going to want to find, even though there's going to be a lot of color everywhere, you're going to want to find that special color, right? You're going to notice that the fish are feeding in a very specific type of color water that does change. Usually it's kind of like a greenish water when you got the option to pick and choose the actual different tints. You usually want to have like 3 to 5 foot visibility. If you can get water in that visibility kind of structure, then you're going to have like maximum fish activity. But these fish could be anywhere. They could be, before it cleaned up, those fish were up in 5 and 6 feet of water in some cases, and I wouldn't put them past them to be up in there now as well. The falling off of the water temperatures a lot of times with the eyes, once it stabilizes, doesn't necessarily affect the bite. It's not like the colder water is a negative for them. So if there's bait fish there and the water color is there, they're going to be there and they're going to be feeding. So smallmouth fishing definitely does fall back when you get these cold fronts like what we just had, as most of you guys were experiencing. St. Clair River has probably been going better than the Detroit River, although they're still getting plenty of walleyes down there in the Detroit River. The St. Clair River is really rocking. Whether you're out in the boats or whether you're casting from shore, like my buddy Chris, who took 3rd place in the Walleye Classic this last week with I don't know if it was around a 5-pound fish. They're getting a lot of 4 and 5 pounders right now up there on the St. Clair River. So the guys from shore are getting them. Guys in the boats are getting them. The guys whipping at night are just destroying the fish whipping at night. So, and you got guides like my buddy Garrett, who's been going out there taking limits of walleyes for his clients and then running out and doing smallie charters as well at the same time. So great fishery up there in the St. Clair River, and it's going strong right now this time of the year. No real reports on walleye out in the main lake here by the store. The weather's just been too horrible. With all the winds and rain and everything, the guys have a choice, and they're choosing to go to the Detroit or St. Clair rivers and get out of the wind and get out of the rough water. So, and I don't blame them, because the lake, when she gets angry, she gets really angry. And if you got an option that's loaded with fish already, why would you choose to go out and hunt around and get beat up, by the waves? So a lot of the guys have been fishing up there on the St. Clair River for the eyes all week long. I expect we'll see a lot more people like off of the beach and 400 Club and down through the mile roads and everything out here on the main lake. Once this weather stabilizes going into the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of guys out there running bottom bouncers and boards. So fish are there. You're just going to have to find them. And like I said, you're going to have plenty of watercolor out there that's going to be kind of ideal for the walleyes. Smallmouth fishing, guys really struggled this week out there. Some of the best reports that we got were out in like 10, 12 feet of water. All those spawners have kind of pulled back and gone out a little bit deeper. Maybe some of them are done and moved out, and there's still quite a few pre-spawn fish out there that are waiting to come in on this next warm-up, which will be next week. So I'm guessing the water is going to clean up, and as it's cleaning up and warming up, that smallie bite is going to pick up dramatically. But for a lot of the guys that have been in town and don't really have a choice, they've been picking to go in and fish for largemouths in the canals and cuts all up and down the American shoreline, and been getting some really big largemouths. Well, big for our lakes, like 4 pounds, but there's been a lot of 3 and 4 pound fish being caught, and very large numbers of fish for the guys that have wanted to go in and cast in the rain and in the wind for largemouths. And even Garrett Samsel's customers up there on the north end look like they've been taking some big largies as well. And that's just one of those species on this lake that doesn't get much pressure at all, other than by like the local kids and the shore fishermen. And then on blow days, the guys with the boats come in into the canals and cuts and terrorize those largemouths. And there's just a lot of them in there, and they're happy to cooperate 90% of the time. My good buddy Joey Elliott, who's generally known for his bass fishing, his tournament fishing prowess, was out, looks like chasing walleyes, and got himself a nice Atlantic salmon down on the Detroit River. These Atlantics have been showing up more and more every year now down on the south end, down in the Detroit River, getting pretty common up there on the St. Clair River, with a lot of guys just targeting Atlantics now. And the guys that target them up there on the north end, you do really well with limit catches many times when they go out looking for these Atlantics. But more and more of these fish are showing up now down here on the Detroit River as well. So it looks like they're spreading out even further. And shout out to my buddies at the DNR. Hint, hint. Have you thought of maybe planting them in the Clinton River or the Huron? Maybe we can get a return out of those places. I think it would be worth looking into, because these fish really seem to have taken a liking to Lake St. Clair, Lake Huron, and I would imagine would do great through this whole area if they can expand the planting locations just a little bit. They're great table fare. They seem to grow pretty quickly, and they're really fun to catch as well. So, and they surface feed, which is really kind of unique too for salmonids. So like to see a lot more of these Atlantics. Muskie charter captains like Captain Jason Quintano of Fins and Grins are busy getting their boats ready for that muskie opener, which is not too far off in the distant future here. So I know there's a lot of charter captains that may be slowing down their actual charters for the walleyes and smallies while they're trying to get their boats, the final touches on their boats ready, especially the trolling boats for muskie season that's quickly approaching. Getting more and more perch reports. I should say we were getting more and more perch reports before the weather took a crap on us here last week. But they were starting to get more reports all up and down the shoreline here on Lake St. Clair, as well as those fish that were out there by the Bassett and that weather buoy area in 20 plus feet of water on the Canadian side. So hopefully once this weather straightens back out and it cleans up a little bit, we're going to start to see those perch showing back up again. But like I said, it's really hard to put a good report together when nobody's out fishing and you don't have that intel coming in like you do when everybody is out there fishing. So some of that info was coming from the week before. Now, as far as this weekend, We do have bass goldens coming in, and we will have the bigger bass golden shiners this weekend for all you guys. Many of you have been asking for leeches as well. I should be getting leeches in tomorrow, so we should have those for the weekend at the store. So we should have all your live bait needs covered. And with Mother Nature cooperating and a holiday weekend, should be a good time to get out and enjoy everything that Lake St. Clair has to offer you guys. We'll see you at the shop. Hey gang, if you like our content, hit the little subscribe button and the bell icon, and you'll be notified as soon as we put out new stuff.